If you find yourself going to thrift stores, garage sales, anything like that, and you see clothes that you like but they just don't fit exactly as you want, then this video is going to show you 2 things you can do to help with that. The first thing I'm going to be showing you how to do is shorten a hem with this wraparound skirt that I got at Goodwill a few months ago. So the first thing I did was determine how much shorter I wanted it to be, folded it over, and then pinned it. I then used this little measuring thing to kind of check that it was even along the whole thing, which it pretty much was, so it didn't have to be perfect, but yeah. Then I went to my sewing machine, changed the thread to red, and just make sure it was threaded everything correctly because you need that. And then I just put the fabric right underneath the needle and aligned it straight through. That way it would be easy for me to tell if I was going crooked or not. So just make sure you do that, and make sure to pull it taut as you're sewing so you don't get any wrinkles or anything like that. And it's also just really important to make sure you do a back stitch at the beginning and end so that it doesn't come out. Okay, so I finished this, and as you can see, it's really close to the edge, which is perfect. I took out the pins, and then I just cut right along the hem so there wouldn't be all that extra fabric, and it doesn't have to be perfect again because you won't see it. It's on the inside. And I saved the rest of it because I thought I could make like a headscarf or something like that, so I would recommend that. Yeah, and it turned out pretty good. You can't even tell that I did anything, which is really nice. It was easy to do on this skirt. So next are these shorts that I got at a vintage store a long time ago, and they don't really fit perfectly, so I wanted to alter them. I turned them inside out just to see how they would fit, and then I'm going to sew a dart in the middle of the back pockets, and if it's too big, which you'll see what I mean later, I'll move the sides of the pockets to the outside. I'm gonna have to take off that patch. So then I just pin the dart, and I kind of guess based on measuring with my thumb. It doesn't have to be perfect because you won't see it, so don't really worry about that or the color you use. Now I'm just sewing it here. It did end up being a little bit crooked, as you'll see in a second, so I just had to rip out the stitches and do it again, and then it worked fine that time. Here's after I took off the patch. I'm going to save it to put back on later. So here are the finished darts. Yeah, I think it fits pretty good, and it's what I wanted, so that's good. I just have to fix the pockets and sew back on the patches, and that's it. So here I'm just sewing back on the patch and increasing the size of the stitch, and it's all finished. Next I'm going to move the pockets over to get rid of that lump thing there, and it just moved over an inch or two, as you can see, and then I just sewed that back on, and it's all done. I got everything on there, and these are the finished jeans. I thought about cropping them, but I decided to keep it like this, and I can roll them up if I want, which also looks cute. So that's it. I would just say for the jeans, make sure you're going slowly when you're sewing because you can easily break a needle, which I've done before just because the jeans are so thick. Hope you enjoyed the video.